Your words are not mere sounds floating through the air. They are creative forces that sculpt reality from the raw material of infinite possibility. Every syllable you speak is a command to the universe. Every declaration you make is a blueprint for your experience. You've discovered this message at the precise moment when your consciousness is ready to wield the most powerful tool ever given to humanity, the creative force of affirmative language. There is one simple difference between people who design remarkable lives and people who settle for whatever shows up. The first group understands that words create. They treat language like a set of controls. The second group treats language like background noise. When you speak, you are not just describing what is happening, you are shaping what comes next. The way you talk either builds a bridge toward what you want or stacks bricks in a wall that keeps it out. Once this sinks in, the way you speak will shift. Your sentences will stop repeating old limits and start carrying new instructions. As that happens, you hold what the sages called a master key, the ability to create on purpose instead of by accident. You will hear yourself more clearly. You will notice how certain phrases open doors and other phrases close them. You will catch the moment when a complaint tries to leave your mouth, and you will replace it with a clean declaration that directs your life forward. You will also see something that has been true all along. Your world has been echoing your words. Outcomes you labeled luck or fate were often the harvest of what you repeated about yourself, other people, and your future. This is why affirmative speech matters. It is not about pretending. It is not empty hype. It is choosing words that carry you to the end you desire, instead of words that glue you to where you are. Speaking affirmatively is the most direct path to change because it moves the lever at the source. Your words set your attention. Your attention sets your feelings. Your feelings move your choices. Your choices write your days. When you start at the level of speech, you are reaching the headwaters, not bailing water downstream. You are placing a clear order instead of waiting to see what shows up. By the time you finish this message and begin to use its principles, you will know exactly why speaking the right way works and how to do it without strain. You will stop asking if words make a difference and start using them like a craftsman uses tools. You will learn to switch from reports to results, from describing problems to declaring outcomes, from someday language to now language that carries authority. The claim here is bold but practical. You can speak any reality you choose into being when your words agree with law. Law, in this context, means the fixed way creation responds to speech that is clear, consistent, and aligned. When your words, attention, and inner stance match, you give a single instruction. That single instruction is what reality can obey. If your mouth says yes while your mind says no, and your mood says maybe, the command is scrambled and the result is mixed. When you line them up, the command is clean and the result is clean. Think of a declaration as a blueprint. A vague blueprint builds a vague house. A clear blueprint builds a clear house. Your sentences sketch the lines. They define the rooms of your experience. If you speak in rough shapes, your life feels like a rough draft. If you speak with definition, your days gain definition. This is why you will be invited to choose words that are simple, strong, and pointed toward the end you want. None of this requires special talent. It requires awareness and practice. You notice your default phrases, you update them. You begin to sound like the person who already lives the life you are building. This is not lying to yourself. It is giving your system a new setting. The old setting has been broadcasting long enough. You can change the station by changing the statements. There is a moment when you sense the shift. It often feels quiet. You are not pushing. You are not straining. You are steady. Your language stops wandering and takes its place like a pillar. From that place, you do not argue with circumstances. You give the order and keep your word consistent. This steadiness is what speeds results, not drama, not volume, consistency. As you move forward, hold this simple map. Your words are the start. They are not loose sounds. They are instructions. They do not need to be fancy to be powerful. In fact, the simpler, the better. Short, present, definite. Say what you choose, not what you fear. Say it as if it is already in motion. Say it until it feels normal. Let that normal become the new floor you stand on. What comes next will show you how to do this with precision. For now, remember the opening truth. Every sentence sends a signal, and life answers the clearest signal. You are ready to use your voice that way. You found these ideas at the exact time you were prepared to apply them. Keep the hook close to your heart. Let it be the reminder that your speech is not scenery. It is the engine. Words are not just sounds. They carry the same creative force that once spoke light out of darkness and set life in motion. When you speak with intention and with inner authority, you join that same creative process. Your voice becomes a channel for new possibilities to move from thought into form. This is not poetry. It is a simple description of how speech shapes experience. An old line of wisdom says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." That sentence explains why language has weight. Words are not only human habits, they are divine tools placed in human hands. When you speak affirmatively, you line up your small will with the larger order of life. Your sentences stop repeating what is and start allowing what can be. In that moment, words turn from labels into levers. Most people are not aware of this. They speak whatever they feel in the moment and then live inside the results. They complain about what they dislike and get more reasons to complain. They worry about what might go wrong and then notice more things to fear. They call their limits facts, and those facts harden around them. This is not punishment. It is just the natural echo of their language. Out of habit, their words confirm the present instead of creating the future. Affirmative language works on the opposite principle. It does not describe current conditions. It declares desired outcomes. It does not report problems. It announces solutions. It does not revisit limits. It affirms possibilities. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means giving reality a new instruction, a clear, calm statement like, "I walk in health under grace," is not an argument with symptoms. It is a clean order that invites your whole system to reorganize around health. When you speak this way, your words act as a blueprint. You choose sentences that match the result you want, and those sentences begin to shape how you notice, decide, and respond. The mind takes direction from speech. The body follows the mind. Circumstances shift as choices stack up in a new pattern. None of this happens by force. It happens the way a river follows its banks. Your declarations set the banks. Your life flows inside them. It is important to see the difference between noisy talk and lawful talk. Noisy talk is reactive. It repeats whatever is loudest in your head. Lawful talk is simple. It is present tense and definite. It is aligned with what you choose, not with what you fear. You are not pleading. You are not bargaining. You are issuing a decree and then refusing to contradict it with casual speech. This steadiness gives your words weight. The phrase, "tools for transformation rather than instruments of confirmation," is helpful here. Confirmation language keeps the current picture in place. Transformation language gives a new picture to follow. If you say, "Nothing ever works for me," you confirm stuckness. If you say, "Everything is working out for me in perfect ways," you offer a better image and a better path. Over time, your inner state starts to fit the new picture, and your outer life catches up. You may wonder if this is just positive thinking. It is not. Positive thinking tries to paint over feelings and facts. Affirmative speaking gives a direct, lawful instruction and holds it without strain. You can still feel what you feel. You can still tell the truth about what is happening. The shift is that you do not make your feelings the final word. You let your chosen words be the final word. That is how change begins. This approach also explains why mixed results show up when our speech is mixed. If you declare abundance but keep repeating lines of lack in small talk, your order is blurred. If you affirm peace in the morning and retell anger all afternoon, your order is split. Creation responds to the clearest signal. When your words are consistent, your life has something consistent to answer. All of this is practical. Start by listening to yourself. Notice which phrases keep your old life in place and which phrases open a door. Replace one confirming sentence with one transforming sentence and hold it. Keep your language plain, keep it present, keep it aligned with the result you choose. As you do, you will feel the quiet authority that comes from speaking in agreement with law, and you will see how quickly life begins to organize itself around the words you keep. Affirmative language runs on a different rule than everyday talk. Most people describe what they see and feel right now. They repeat problems and call it honesty. Affirmative speech does something else. It states the result you choose. It names the outcome as present and lets the rest of your life organize around that instruction. You are not denying facts. You are giving facts a new direction. Your words stop being commentary and start being commands. A clear example makes this plain. In 1985, Jim Carrey was not a star. He was hustling small gigs, short on money and long on rejection. In that season, he did a simple physical act that matched the way he spoke. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it Thanksgiving 1995. He put that check in his wallet. It was not a cute prop. It was a standing declaration he could touch. He carried it, looked at it, and kept speaking in line with it. This was more than positive thinking. It was affirmative speaking made visible. He did not wait to feel successful before he used successful words. He used successful words until success felt normal. He did not plead with the future. He spoke to the present as if the future had already answered. He spoke his reality into being, day after day, with consistency. What happened next is well known. In November 1995, right before the date on that check, Jim Carrey learned he would be paid $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. The timing was not magic in the vague sense. It was the natural echo of years of clear words, held with faith and backed by steady action. His language wrote a blueprint. His life followed the lines. The lesson is direct. Words that are clear, believed, and repeated create conditions that match them. When you speak a thing with conviction, you teach your mind how to notice, choose, and move. You train your body to carry the posture of the result. You set a tone in your relationships. You send a signal to the world about who you are and where you are going. In time, opportunities, people, and resources begin to align with that signal. It looks like luck from the outside. From the inside, it feels like agreement. You can use the same principle right now. Align your speech with the reality you choose and say it without wobble. Let your sentence be short, present, and clean. You can even anchor it with something physical the way Carrey carried that check: a note in your wallet, a lock screen on your phone, a simple card on your desk. The item is not the power. The power is the unbroken agreement between your words and your stance. Say something like, "My words create my reality, and I only speak what I choose to experience." Keep it plain. If you want a different income, do not rehearse shortage. If you want a different role, do not retell old limits. If you want a different outcome, stop talking to yourself like the person who cannot have it. Talk like the person who already lives it. Talk like that until your nervous system relaxes into it. Talk like that until your choices match it without effort. This is not pretending. Pretending tries to cover fear with nice phrases. Affirmative speech tells the truth of the outcome you choose and holds that truth steady while feelings catch up. You can still admit what hurts. You can still handle what needs handling. You simply refuse to let pain and delay become your script. Your script is the decree you choose and repeat. Notice what Carrey did not do. He did not keep rewriting the check when a week passed with no change. He did not keep changing his words depending on his mood that day. He stayed with one clear statement, in ink and on his lips, for years. That is why the story lands. Not because he spoke once, because he spoke until the result had to show up. You do not need to be famous to do this. You need to be consistent. Choose a result. Find the sentence that names it now. Speak it morning and night. Speak it when nothing moves. Speak it when everything moves. If you catch yourself slipping into old talk, pause and choose again. Let your words be the steady part of your life while circumstances rearrange. All of this prepares you for the next step, which is the heart of effective affirmation, speaking from the end, not from lack. Most people say, "I want," "I hope," or "I need," and then wonder why they keep getting more wanting, hoping, and needing. The shift is simple and strong. You speak as the person who already has the result. You stand at the finish line in your language, and you let your days walk there. Align with this creative power and say it clearly. My words create my reality, and I only speak what I intend to live. This is not a slogan. It is a switch. The key to effective affirmations is simple and firm. Speak from the end result, not from your current situation. Most people talk from where they stand right now. They say, "I want to be successful. I hope I find love. I need more money." Those sentences feel honest, but they keep the gap in place. They affirm wanting, hoping, and needing. They do not affirm having. The life that shows up then mirrors the language. More wanting, more hoping, more needing. Powerful speech sounds different. It talks like the result is already true. It uses present, simple, definite language. It says, "I succeed at what I do. I am loved and I give love easily. Money flows to me through honest, joyful work." This is not pretending. It is choosing a position and letting your words hold that position until your world rearranges around it. When your language moves to the finish line, your mind begins to live there. When your mind lives there, your choices follow. When your choices follow, your days build that end in plain sight. You can see this principle in the first lines of creation stories. God does not say, "I hope light appears someday." The line is direct. Let there be light, and there was light. The declaration is present and clear. It gives no room to doubt or delay. Creation in that pattern is not a wish. It is a decision spoken as a command. That is the model for your speech. Say what is to be as if it is already moving into place. Give a clean order. Let the order stand. The same creative force is at work when you speak with authority instead of uncertainty. When you declare health, you are not debating symptoms. You are naming the end as the governing truth. When you declare prosperity, you are not fighting numbers. You are setting the tone that your behavior, attention, and opportunities will begin to match. This is why speaking from the end is the fastest path to change. It resets the starting point of your inner life. It trains your system to expect a new normal. There is a condition, and it matters. Your inner state must agree with your words. You cannot speak prosperity while your mind rehearses lack all day. You cannot declare health while your mood feeds worry. You cannot affirm love while you hold resentment like a shield. The feeling behind your statement is the current that carries it. When your emotions and your words agree, your speech has power. When they split, your order is blurred. This does not mean you must feel perfect before you can speak. It means you choose a sentence and let your feeling move toward it. If fear rises, notice it and return to the line. If doubt shows up, breathe and return to the line. Every return tightens the agreement between your voice and your heart. Over time, your nervous system learns the new setting. Confidence grows quiet and solid. Your words stop, sounding like a performance, and start sounding like a fact. You may ask how to tell if your words and feelings agree. Your body will tell you. A true end-state statement gives you a small sense of relief, expansion, or steadiness. Your breath deepens a bit. Your jaw softens, your shoulders lower, your attention opens. If you feel tight and frantic, the sentence may still be focused on the gap. Adjust it to something you can own now without struggle. Then keep walking it forward. The aim is calm conviction, not strain. Speaking from the end also clears up mixed messaging. If you say, "I am peaceful," but spend your afternoon retelling an old argument, you have sent two orders. If you say, "I am abundant," but keep talking about prices with dread, you have split the signal. Creation listens for the strongest and most repeated instruction. Give one instruction. Make it simple enough to remember when you are tired. Keep it stable enough to hold when you are stressed. That steadiness is what moves the needle. Remember, end-state speech is not denial. It is leadership. You are leading your thoughts, feelings, and choices to the finish line you have named. You are not waiting for proof before you speak. You are giving the blueprint that invites proof to arrive. This is why short, present tense, definite sentences work best. They are easy to return to. They are hard to argue with. They leave no space for the mind to wander back into lack. As you practice, you will notice a quiet shift. You talk less about problems and more about outcomes. You spend less time explaining why you are stuck and more time naming where you are going. The effects begin small. A decision is easier. A meeting goes smoother. A bill gets handled sooner than you expected. These are not accidents. They are the first answers to a new instruction. In a moment, you will be invited to make a clear public declaration, not to impress anyone, but to lock this position in your own mind. For now, let this be the standard you hold. Speak from the end you choose. Keep your inner tone in agreement and let your life catch up to the words you keep. The universe is asking you to take a transformative step right now. In the comments below, write these words: "I am living my dream life." If you have a specific desire, write that instead in the present tense. State it as already yours. Do it simply. Do it now. This is more than a feel-good moment. It is a direct action that changes how your mind is organized and how your life begins to move. When you declare your chosen reality in public, you end an old agreement. You end the quiet agreement with limits, delay, and doubt. You stop repeating the story of not yet, and you put a new sentence in its place. A public line is harder to walk back from. That is why it works. You give your attention a leader to follow. You give your nervous system a clear instruction. You tell your future in plain words who you are and what you live. Writing it out matters. Seeing the words matters. Your eyes read what your mouth believes. Your mind treats written lines as decisions, not wishes. A short sentence in the present tense is a key that fits the lock. The key is small, but the door it opens is large. You are not arguing with current facts. You are placing an order that current facts will learn to obey. You are letting your words set the tone your days will match. You may feel a little resistance when you go to type the line. That is normal. It is only the echo of the old script trying to keep its place. Do not fight the feeling. Breathe and write anyway. Courage here is simple. It is one sentence plainly stated. The moment you post it, you have chosen a side. You have moved from hoping to claiming. You have moved from private wishing to a steady decision you can see. Your declaration is not for show. It is for alignment. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are aligning your mouth, your mind, and your mood with the same instruction. That alignment gives your words weight. When your inner stance and your outer speech agree, you stop sending mixed orders. Creation answers the clearest, most repeated command. Make yours clear. Make it present. Make it consistent. Here is why this step breaks the hold of limitation. Limiting beliefs live on repetition and secrecy. They stay strong when they go unchallenged and unspoken. A public decree brings them into the light and replaces them with a new contract. Instead of, I always come up short, you write, I am fully supplied. Instead of, love never works for me, you write, I am deeply loved and I love well. The old lines starve when the new line is fed. This practice also sets a new expectation inside you. Each time you see your words on the screen, your mind updates what is normal for you. Your choices begin to match that normal. You notice openings you used to miss. You speak differently in small moments. You carry yourself as someone who already lives the result. The shift is quiet at first, then obvious. People around you feel it. You feel it most of all. Keep your sentence short and definite. Present tense. No conditions, no ifs, no later. If you choose a specific desire, write it in a way you can own without strain. If your body tightens, soften the line until it lands as calm truth. Then hold it there. Calm truth carries farther than loud effort. Your aim is steadiness, not volume. You are writing a blueprint, not a plea. Post your line once, then keep listening. Do not argue with anyone about it. Do not over-explain. Let the sentence do its work. Return to it in the morning and at night. Read it aloud. Feel the small, clean yes in your body as you do. That yes is the sign that your inner world is coming into agreement with your words. Agreement is the power. Agreement is what moves mountains quietly. Make the declaration now. Type the sentence. Press send. Then continue, because what follows will show you how to turn one brave line into a daily way of speaking that builds results on purpose. You will learn how to make your words specific so they produce specific outcomes, how to use timing so your declarations set the course of your day and seed your night, and how to keep emotion and authority in your voice without strain. For this moment, do the simple thing. Claim your life in one clear present tense sentence, and let the echo of that sentence begin to shape what meets you next. The precision of your language sets the precision of your life. If your words are vague, your outcomes arrive vague. If your words are exact, results have shape and edges. Saying things are getting better may sound positive, but it leaves the door wide open. Better how? Better when? Better by what measure? Your mind cannot build from fog. Your speech must give it instructions it can follow. Clear declarations read like a plan, not a wish. When you say, "My income rises by $5,000 this month through joyful, honest work," you hand life a set of coordinates. You name the amount. You name the timing. You name the path. Your attention starts scanning for matching openings. Your choices begin to line up with the line you spoke. People and events sort themselves around the order you gave. Clarity invites clarity. Vagueness invites more vagueness. This is not about forcing anything. It is about removing guesswork. Your brain loves specifics. It knows what to look for when you tell it exactly what to find. A general sentence keeps your energy scattered. A definite sentence gathers it. You stop chasing every option and start recognizing the few that belong to you. Think of your words as the sketch your life will fill in. Draw clean lines. Specific speech also calms the nervous system. Unclear goals create constant low-grade stress because there is no obvious next step. A precise declaration reduces noise. The next call becomes clear. The one thing to prepare becomes obvious. Momentum builds because you can tell whether you are on track. You either did what fits the sentence or you did not. That simple yes or no keeps you honest and keeps you moving. Muhammad Ali lived this principle out loud. He did not only say he would win, he often told you how he would win. He would name the round, he would describe the fight. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee was more than a catchy line. It was a short, specific statement of style and intent that he repeated until it shaped expectation, his own and everyone else's. When he said, "I am the greatest," it was not empty bragging for him. It was a present tense identity he spoke into place and then trained to match. Before the rumble in the jungle against George Foreman, most people expected Ali to lose. Foreman was stronger, younger, and terrifying to his opponents. Ali answered with a plan and with words that matched that plan. He affirmed the strategy he would use and the outcome he would claim. Those statements were not decorations. They were a mental blueprint he could hold under pressure. In the end, the fight followed the shape he kept declaring. The upset became one of the sport's defining moments, and his language was part of how he built it. You can practice the same rule in any area. Instead of, "I want more peace," say, "I end my day calm and clear, and I sleep deeply for 7 hours." Instead of, "I need better clients," say, "I signed 3 aligned clients this month who value my work and pay in full." Instead of, "I hope my health improves," say, "My body restores quickly and easily. My labs improve step by step this quarter." Put numbers and time frames where they make sense. Name qualities that matter to you. Keep the sentence short enough to remember without effort. Specific does not mean rigid. If a number or date makes your body tense, soften it until your breath stays easy, then build from there. The goal is a sentence you can repeat with calm certainty, not strain. Certainty gives your words weight. Strain blurs them. You can refine the details as your confidence grows, the way a builder refines plans while keeping the core measurement steady. Notice how specificity also exposes contradictions in casual talk. If you declare, "I earn X by Y date" through joyful service, and then spend your afternoon saying money is so hard to make, you will hear the split at once. One line must go. Keep the line that names your end, and stop feeding the line that drags you back. Creation answers the instruction you repeat most often and most clearly. People sometimes ask whether exact declarations limit what the universe could give. The opposite is true. Specificity is not a ceiling, it is a starting scaffold. It gives form to your faith so action can climb it. If life wants to exceed your number or deliver earlier than your date, it can. Your clarity does not box in grace. It gives grace a clean channel. Remember why Ali's words worked. He spoke with conviction. He repeated his lines. He trained and acted in agreement with what he said. Specific declarations are not magic tricks. They are alignment tools. Words line up the mind. The mind lines up the body. The body lines up the day. Over time, days line up the outcome. From here, you will take the same clarity and apply it to timing. When you speak matters. Morning sets the day's rhythm. Evening plants seeds that grow as you sleep. Repetition builds the groove your life begins to follow. Specific words, spoken at wise times, and kept with steady feeling. That is how you turn a sentence into a scene you can live in. The timing of your words matters. Morning declarations set the tone of the day. They tell your mind what to look for and how to respond before anything happens. When you speak clear, present tense lines as soon as you wake, your attention starts matching them. You walk into the day already oriented. Instead of reacting to the first problem, you carry a script that guides your choices. Your brain loves a simple cue. Give it one early, and it will keep returning to it without effort. Evening affirmations work in a different but powerful way. They plant seeds in your inner world right before sleep. As you rest, your subconscious sorts, files, and learns. The sentence you repeat at night becomes the last instruction your deeper mind receives. You are gently training it to expect the result you chose. In time, you wake with a little more ease and a little more clarity, because last night's line is now the baseline you stand on. Consistency does the heavy lifting. One strong sentence spoken once can lift your mood, but a strong sentence spoken daily builds momentum. Every repetition lays another track. Think of water smoothing a stone. Each pass looks small, but the shape changes over time. Your repeated words carve a path for your day to follow. They reduce noise and split decisions. You waste less energy wondering what to do because your line has already told you who you are and how you move. This is the simple meaning of the phrase, pray without ceasing. It does not tell you to talk non-stop. It invites you to keep a steady inner stance of affirmation as you go about ordinary tasks. You work, drive, reply to messages, and still return to one clean line whenever your mind drifts. The line becomes your resting position. It is the home note you keep sounding. The more familiar it becomes, the faster you settle back into it after a bump or a setback. Daily rhythm helps. Choose a morning line that opens your day and an evening line that closes it. Keep them short so you actually use them. Morning can sound like I move through this day in favor, under grace. Night can sound like I end this day calm and supplied. My life rearranges for my good as I sleep. The exact words are less important than the steadiness with which you keep them. Steady beats loud, calm beats forced. There's a living example of what this kind of steadiness can do. When Louise Hay received a diagnosis of cervical cancer, she decided to change not only treatments, but the way she spoke to herself. She began repeating affirmations many times a day with special attention morning and night. Lines like, I lovingly forgive and release all of the past, and my body heals quickly and easily became part of her routine. She treated these sentences as medicine for her mind. Over time, her inner world shifted, her emotions softened, and she credited this practice, alongside other choices, as part of her recovery. The change in her life led her to teach affirmations to millions and to write books that helped people build new language for healing and growth. Notice the elements in her story. The words were simple. They were repeated often. They were said with feeling, not as hollow slogans. She kept them going long enough for them to take root. This is the pattern to follow. You do not need a perfect sentence. You need a true sentence, spoken regularly, with a tone you can believe. Your belief grows through use. It does not arrive fully formed on day one. Emotion adds speed. Words read in a flat voice tend to drift away. Words spoken with quiet conviction sink in. You do not have to shout. You do not have to perform. You only need to let your body agree with your line. When you say it, breathe a little deeper. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. Those small shifts signal that your nervous system is willing to carry the sentence. When your body and your words pull in the same direction, results come faster. If you miss a morning or a night, do not make it a drama. Return to the line at your next breath. Consistency means you keep coming back. The strength is in the return. Over days and weeks, you will notice subtle changes. You catch yourself choosing a kinder response. A chance email arrives. A bill you expected to drag resolves sooner. These do not appear out of nowhere. They are the early answers to a new daily rhythm. Some people worry that repetition is mechanical. It is not if you keep it honest and simple. You are not trying to trick yourself. You are anchoring yourself. You are replacing an old stream of casual, limiting talk with a clean, repeated instruction. The old stream had years to dig its channel. Your new stream needs time too. Give it that time. Keep the edges smooth by staying with a line you can own without strain. Let your mornings be the launch and your evenings be the planting. During the day, touch your sentence like a touchstone. Whisper it between tasks. Write it at the top of a note. Put it where your eyes fall. Build a life that keeps handing you your chosen words until they become the way you naturally think and speak. When that happens, you will not need to force anything. Your language will carry you, and your days will fall into step with what you say. The emotional energy behind your words decides how quickly they take shape. A sentence spoken flat and mechanical drifts past your mind like background noise. The same sentence spoken with quiet conviction lands, takes root, and begins to move things. Feeling is the current that carries your declaration from the invisible to the visible. When your voice and your heart agree, your words travel faster. This is why two people can repeat the same line and get different results. One recites with tension or doubt, hoping the phrase will do the work for them. The other speaks from a calm, steady yes inside the body. The second posture is not louder, it is deeper. It comes from a place of trust rather than strain. You do not need theatrics to charge your words. You need alignment. Let your breath deepen. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. Speak from a settled center, and your language carries weight. Fear-based speech creates fear-shaped outcomes. When you talk from anxiety, you train your system to look for threats and to miss openings. Your day fills with the echo of the emotion you keep. Love-based speech draws love-shaped outcomes. When you talk from care, gratitude, and trust, you train your system to notice help, to recognize timing, and to lean into solutions. The quality of feeling as you speak becomes the quality of experience that answers you. A classic picture of this is the story of David and Goliath. David did not speak like a man making a desperate wish. He spoke like a man delivering a verdict. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand. The line is specific and present. It carries certainty, not noise. His declaration was not an attempt to talk himself into bravery. It was an expression of faith he already held. He trusted divine power more than he feared the size of the giant. The feeling inside his words gave them force, and the result matched the tone he set. That is the pattern you can use. The point is not to perform confidence you do not have. The point is to place your words where your trust already lives, even if it is small at first, and let that trust grow each time you speak. If the sentence you chose makes your body tighten, adjust it until your breath is easy. The aim is steady conviction, not strain. Your nervous system knows the difference. Conviction opens the chest and slows the mind. Strain narrows the eyes and speeds the pulse. Speak from the place that opens. You do not need to manufacture emotion. You invite it. Before you say your line, recall one real memory of being cared for, supplied, or guided. Let the feeling of that memory color your voice. Then speak your declaration. You are not forcing belief, you are feeding it. Each honest repetition lays another layer of warmth under the words. Over days, the sentence you once said carefully becomes the sentence you say naturally. That naturalness is power. Notice how your body confirms agreement when you are on the right track. A true statement brings a small sense of relief, a gentle widening in the chest, a calmer face. Let those cues guide you. They tell you when your inner world is traveling with your words. If the cues disappear, pause, breathe, and return to the line without scolding yourself. The return is the work. The return is how feeling and speech fuse. This emotional charge does not mean you never acknowledge pain. You can be honest about what hurts without letting hurt write the script. Speak the outcome you choose in a tone that a wiser, kinder part of you can own. If you are in a storm, you can still say, "I am held and guided under grace," and let the peace in that line become a small shelter you can stand under while you act. The shelter grows as you keep the tone. Speed comes from sincerity, not volume. You do not have to shout your decree into the sky. You do not have to convince anyone else. You only need to let your words ring true to you. Words that rise from deep knowing travel farther than words tossed from the surface of worry. When your declarations come from that deeper place, they carry the energy to reshape conditions into alignment with what you have spoken. This is why the same sentence can one day feel like a string of sounds and, on another day, feel like a key turning in a lock. The difference is the feeling inside it. Keep tending the feeling. Keep letting your body and breath agree with your line. Keep choosing love-based, trust-based language rather than fear-based talk that rehearses worst-case scenes. As you do, you will watch your words gather speed, and your results arrive with less delay, answering the tone you kept as faithfully as an echo answers a shout. The authority behind your voice decides how life answers you. When you talk as a small, limited self, your words feel weak and scattered. When you speak as the divine being you truly are, your words carry weight. Authority is not volume, it is identity. It comes from remembering what you are at the core, an individualized expression of infinite intelligence, and letting your speech flow from that place. When you stand there, your affirmations are not wishes, they are decrees. They agree with law, and law answers. This is the shift that changes everything. Many people try to affirm from human doubt. They say the right sentence, but inside they still feel powerless. The result is mixed because the signal is mixed. The consciousness you speak from sets the strength of the command. If you talk from fear, the order is thin. If you talk from your higher nature, with trust, clarity, and quiet certainty, the order is clean. Clean orders become clean outcomes. Authority is a kind of alignment. You are not trying to force reality. You are agreeing with the way creation already works. Words given with faith and held without contradiction plant themselves and grow. This is why spiritual teachers say that the word does not return empty. The prophet Isaiah puts it plainly, "So shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish what I please and prosper in the thing for which I sent it." That line explains the law in everyday terms. A word spoken from authority completes its assignment. To live this, you do not need to become dramatic or mystical. You need to be simple and sincere. Before you speak, remember what you are joined to. Let your breath settle. Let your posture lift. Feel the steadiness that comes when you choose to believe that you are backed by order, not alone in chaos. Then say your line. Say it as someone who knows where their authority comes from. Say it under grace and in perfect ways. When you speak like that, you are not begging life to change. You are naming the pattern life will follow. Authority is quiet. It does not explain itself. It does not argue with symptoms, bills, or delays. It chooses a sentence that names the end and holds that sentence without wobble. If fear rises, you do not fight fear with noise. You return to your line. You let the line be the strongest sound in your day. You refuse to cancel it with casual talk. That is what it means to keep your word. You keep the word you spoke until the world keeps it with you. This is not about pretending to be more than you are. It is about refusing to be less than you are. Small talk trains a small life. Royal talk trains a royal life. You do not have to inflate your language. You only remove the nervous qualifiers that drain it. Instead of, I hope, I wish, maybe someday, you use I am, I have, I walk, I choose. You do not shout, you stand. You stand inside the identity that makes those words true, and you let time do its work. As this practice settles in, you will notice a different tone in your voice. It will be calmer, fewer words, more present. You will contradict yourself less. You will stop negotiating with outcomes you have already named. You will make fewer side comments that pull against your decree. People around you may feel the change before they can explain it. They will describe you as centered. They will say you sound sure. What they are sensing is authority, speech, and self-matched. Let this become your personal standard. I speak from my highest identity, not from my momentary mood. Your mood will change. Your identity does not. When you catch yourself slipping into worried talk, pause. Touch the truth of who you are. Then restate your line. Say, I speak with divine authority, and my words create according to divine law, under grace and in perfect ways. Feel how that sentence resets your posture. Feel how it gathers your attention and clears the fog. That feeling is the sign that you are back in place. Authority also means you trust timing. A king does not plant today and demand a harvest in an hour. He sets the order and lets the order run. You will act, of course. You will take the next clear step that fits your decree. But you will not keep digging up your seed to check if it is growing. You will water with repetition and protect with silence. You will let results arrive in right sequence. This patience is not passive. It is confident. It keeps your field stable so your word can prosper in the thing you sent it to do. Remember the law as Isaiah framed it. The word accomplishes. Let that be your inner agreement. Speak as who you are. Keep your line clean. Refuse to cancel it. Trust the process. When your identity, your tone, and your sentence are all one piece, your speech carries the same creative pattern that spoke worlds into being. That is not exaggeration. It is the ordinary miracle of lawful words. Speak from there, and your life will reflect the authority you chose to keep. The pictures your words create inside you become the plans your life follows. If your language is the order, imagination is the drawing on the table. Words without a picture are thin. They pass through the mind and leave little behind. Words joined to a clear image have weight. They give your inner world something to build. When you say, "I am abundantly supplied," see supply arriving in ordinary, believable ways. When you say, "I am in perfect health," feel your body loose and strong, moving with ease. When you say, "I am deeply loved," sense warmth around you and kindness moving toward you. These pictures make your affirmations real enough for your feelings to hold. Feeling is the current. Image is the shape. Together, they move matter. Your imagination is the workshop where words turn into worlds. It is the quiet room where a sentence becomes a scene and a scene becomes a habit. The clearer the scene, the faster your outer life knows what to copy. This is one reason some affirmations seem to stall. The speaker repeats the line, but their inner screen stays blank or full of the old story. There is nothing for the sentence to attach to. The shift is simple. Give the line an image. Let your mind rehearse the result the way an athlete rehearses a move. Words plus a picture your heart can believe will carry you farther than either alone. As you get steady with this, changes begin to show. At first, in small ways. A choice you used to avoid now feels simple. A person who made you tense now feels easier to speak with. A message appears that opens a door. Money you were waiting for lands a little sooner than planned. These are not random. They are early signs that your inner picture is becoming the new reference point. Your speech has stopped repeating the past and started teaching your days where to go. Your words train your subconscious. The phrases you keep become the normal your deeper mind expects. The mind loves to prove itself right. If you keep saying and seeing health, love, and supply, it will look for them, find them, and help you act like someone who lives with them. At first, this feels deliberate. Then it becomes natural. What began as a practice turns into a posture. Each day adds another layer of ease. The pace quickens as the new pattern roots. You translate desires into clean lines, and those lines into lived scenes. People around you will notice before they can explain it. They will say you are calmer, clearer, lighter. They will ask what changed. The truth is simple. You stopped letting stray talk and scattered images run your life. You chose a few true sentences, matched them with steady pictures, and kept them long enough to grow. You became living proof that words create when they are kept and felt. A larger insight arrives here, and it is both humbling and freeing. You have been speaking your reality all along. You did it without knowing. Complaints produce more to complain about. Worry arranged more to worry over. The small, tired lines you spoke turned into small, tired days. Now you use the same power on purpose. You turn your words into gratitude instead of need. You turn your declarations into faith instead of fear. You stop describing the weather and start steering the ship. This is a graduation. You move from unconscious speech to conscious creation, from reacting to commanding, from naming the problem to naming the outcome. You learn to speak under grace and in perfect ways, which means you give a clean order and let life arrange it kindly in right sequence without strain. You learn to hold a picture without clutching, to act without panic, to trust timing without quitting. Your sentences become simple and royal. Your images become steady and kind. Creation itself is glad when a person remembers this. It is as if the universe breathes easier. Another voice has come back into tune. Help meets you because your signal is clear. Guidance is easier to hear because you are no longer loud with doubt. It can feel like favor, but it is also law. You are sending one instruction often enough with enough feeling that the field answers it as quickly as conditions allow. You asked for order and you kept asking the same way. Order answered. From here, your words carry a different charge. They are not tests. They are not tricks. They are ordinary tools used faithfully. You speak and the picture rises. You feel the small yes in your chest. You take the next step that matches. You keep the line while the scene builds. You do not cancel it with side comments. You do not dig up the seed. You water it with repetition and protect it with silence. Circumstances stop bossing you. They begin to reflect you. Let this land as a simple rule you can live by. Speak the life you choose. See it as if it were already the ground you stand on. Feel it enough that your body relaxes into it. Act in the direction that picture sets. Do this calmly, daily, and long enough. The result must come. Law does not argue. It organizes. And it organizes around the clearest, most repeated command joined to the strongest, most honest feeling. So speak boldly and gently at once. Declare with confidence, not noise. Affirm what is yours by right of alignment. Let your language be the tool it was meant to be. Mountains of habit move for steady hands. Seas of confusion part for clear orders. Lives turn when words and images meet and stay together. The universe is not against you. It is ready to help you keep your word. Your voice carries creative power. Use it wisely. Use it kindly. Use it consistently. Speak the scene you choose and walk in it under grace and imperfect ways. As you do, watch life hurry to confirm what you keep saying with a quiet heart. The power is yours. The moment is now. Speak your reality into being.